Hey everybody, here are your two favorite four-eyed friends. I got Cici in the house with me today. Cici's Interlude.
Hey, y'all.
Yes. So I was actually just talking to Cici, and I bought these glasses unbeknownst to me of like what they truly look like online. They're Alexander McQueen, and I feel like a porn star. So I was like, or like a dirty like Studio 54 person. So I was like, let me wear these today with my yellow dress, and we're just gonna have fun. Cici, what's up, girl?
And I have yellow nails. So.
Yeah, see, it all goes together.
Hey.
I'm like Bodak yellow. What's up, baby? So, Cici, welcome for this very special interview. I'm so excited to finally have the opportunity to interview you, get to know a little bit more about your personal life, your show, all the fun stuff. So, are you ready for the most explosive interview of 2020?
I'm so ready. I'm sweating right now. That's how ready I am.
Or because it's like 90 degrees in your apartment, but whatever. Like, you're sweating because of the interview, right?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
So, no, don't be. I'm like, this is fun. So, Cici, tell all the antisocial butterflies who you are and what you are about.
Okay, so my name is Ciara, but you call me Cici. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I'm really passionate about media. If you guys can't tell, I'm like a whole bubble, I'm a whole handful. So I feel like I need everyone to see this side of me. I just want my personality to really show. And I always been into TV and, acting, YouTube, all that stuff. So I'm happy that I'm able to do that now so everyone else can see. I write a lot. Like, I'm a really good writer. Write poetry, scripts, lyrics. I write everything. So I'm just love I can show my passion.
Look at you, multi-talented girl over there.
And
You're like, and follow my Instagram page where I do my amazing nails. Show them your nails again so they can see. Yes. So magical. As I have like little boy nails right now.
I could put a yellow shirt. I have a gold one.
You want to go pause this right now and go do it?
No.
You're like, because I won't come back because it's hot as hell over here.
And it's wrinkly.
I love it. No, so people that may not be familiar with your Instagram and your YouTube show, I have met Cici through the Legendary Media Group, and we are so excited to, do this collab together because I absolutely adore her. Super excited to hear more because I've seen certain sides of her and I want people to be introduced to her and go love and support her. But it's so cool to know that you do the behind the scenes with like screenplays and poetry and all of that where you're on the back side of the camera. So it's so exciting to see you and your personality in front of the camera. Like, the world needs to like see who you are.
Yes, please. Period.
Poo. That I could never get into that. I'm like, that's not my style. But
I'm gonna teach you.
Yeah. So funny. So speaking of your show, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, tell us a little bit about Cicis Interlude, and you have to do your little dance.
Of course. Okay, so that's my little shimmy, guys. Cicis Interlude. Okay, I'm acting like I'm about to do an episode. Sorry.
Oop. Do one right here. I'm like, that's fine. Do it.
So in my YouTube channel, I focus on music. So I bring like all the music to you. I'm like the shade room of music, but not so much attacking celebrities. I just give my opinions and how I feel. And I feel like I sometimes speak for others that don't know what to say, but I like speak what's in their head, like what someone is thinking. Like, oh, you know what? They could have done that different, or, oh, I don't agree with that, oh, I do love that, or, oh, you're so right. So, just all the music tea. Wow. Oh my God.
You're not letting you be great right now.
My dad called me.
We love you, Dad. Special shout out. I hope you're doing well. If he ever happens to watch this, right?
I'll show him. Sorry.
It's all right. Don't even worry.
Let me see. Let's talk about my YouTube. Yeah, and I want to expand it. I in the future do plan on interviewing others. I do want to have a podcast as well, so people can like actually call me and speak to me. So I just really want to expand it, and I just hope it gets more leverage.
It's you. I'm excited to see. I love tuning in because you have the energy, like it's not really scripted. You're just like, hey, this is my take on it. These are the hot topics of the week. I'm going to tell you what's up, and I'm going to bring my personality like full force. So I love the energy that you bring. It's like super genuine, super engaging. I'm just like, yes, she is at this teal wall giving us the music news that we need. Yes.
Almost fell. Poppy.
We'll make this fast so you can call him. Obviously, he misses you, so he wants to catch up with you.
Nah, so it's cool.
Yeah, no worries. So you grew up in the Bronx, born and raised there. You are like in the breeding ground for so many talented people, whether it's writers, actors, musicians, everything like that. So definitely your influence in the entertainment industry is different from myself or other people that may be getting into this. So my question is like, how did growing up in the city influence the direction that you want to go with your career and just your take on things, in your opinion?
Well, honestly, I mean, New York in general is full of so many different people, but I want to stay more in the Bronx. It's just so much culture. It's a lot of diversity, and it's so many people doing different things. So I feel like I'll have somebody I know, oh, they make shoes. This one makes clothes. They sell clothes. This one is starting a business. I feel like it's not that there's struggle in the Bronx, but it's not poverty, but I feel like everyone in this environment has the ambition to want to make it, to do better and live better and be in a whole better environment, because, you know, in the Bronx, compared to other boroughs, not, I guess, kind of like poverty. So it just makes you want to go, and it drives me every day to want to be better, get out of New York, and just follow my dream.
And that's actually exactly what I was going to ask you. You know, if you were to ever become rich and famous, which I'm hoping that happens sooner rather than later for you, right? Yes. Would you want to stay in the Bronx or would you want to move? And I think you just kind of answered that question. So if you were to remove yourself from New York, where would you go?
Here's the thing. I love New York. Like, New York is my heart. My heart and soul is New York. If better opportunities present itself, I will leave. Who knows? I could have opportunities here, and I'll take it. But wherever the opportunity takes me, I will go. And if I had to leave New York, it would be maybe Atlanta, maybe LA, or somewhere in the middle. But I feel like Atlanta, I would probably go.
That's so funny because that's literally what I thought. I was like, she's going to say Atlanta first and then LA. And that's exactly what just happened. So thank you. I'm like, you know, yes, absolutely. Now in terms of like growing up in the city, like how would you say it like really defined like who you are as a person and your goals? Because I did read your EPK, and for those that don't know that lingo, it's the electronic press kit. And you had some really interesting interviews over your, you know, career kind of behind the scenes, but now, you know, you bring that to full stage. So like, where did you like, what would like influence you the most, like growing up there? Obviously the ambition, and you said in terms of like just the environment of people that are, you know, struggling financially, but are super ambitious to succeed in other areas. Like, how would you say that shaped who you are?
Let me see. I mean, honestly, me being in school, in college, it really helped me open my eyes, because I kind of limited myself, and I feel like that's why it took me so long to start my YouTube, because I was scared. I had this fear, and as I went to school, I studied more. I tried like communications classes. Like, I try to challenge myself. So when I ended up doing my internship at Bronx Television, I was like, no, this is me. I have to do this. I have to do this. It's like, I felt so comfortable. So me actually interviewing those people, I was like, I want to do this. Like, I love this. I feel so happy. And then when it was over, I was like, oh, that's it. Oh, back to class. Like, it snapped. It felt like a tease, basically. So.
Dad, we love you. Stop calling now. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Actually, it was my battery, but we're good.
Okay. So we'll make this fast so that way we can fully charge your battery. Call Dad back. We're going to be good. This is going to, yeah.
No, you're fine. Don't rush. It's good. 10%.
You're like, whatever. If it dies, it dies. That's it.
Yeah.
So awesome. So how did you get the internship? I'm actually really curious because, you know, being in this media group and having newfound kind of like vision for your four-eyed friends here, but like having like a new vision of how to get into the industry, like how were you able to get that internship? Like, was it through school? Did you explore it on your own?
Through school. I felt like my curiosity was like kept like being in the back of my head, so I looked into it and I found a flyer and it was like, oh, we need more interns for Bronx Net. And I'm like, not gonna pick me because I was studying education in English. That's how much I love to write. Studied it that much, whatever. So I was like, they're not gonna pick me. I'm not a communications major. And then I was sweating like a dog. In they interviewed me in the production, like downstairs with all the cameras and lights. I was like, my name is Ciara, and I but they called me, they emailed me 2 days later, and then I was just like, let me relax, and I got in.
And the rest is history.
Yes.
So with the time that you were there, what would you say was the most like interesting interview you did?
You know what? There was a couple, but one that's sticking out of my head right now, I interviewed Jose Almanzar. Yes. And it was different because it was in the school, but it was more, he needed a translator, and I've never seen, I never had to interview somebody that didn't know English at all. So it was interesting, and then learning about the translator as well. She's been doing that for him for a long time. It's like, this is really interesting. Like, it just opened my eyes, you know, because even though he didn't speak English, he's still really successful. He didn't let that stop him. He has like a top-selling book and everything. He helps his family come, I believe, from Dominican Republic to come here, have a better life. And I was like, wow, that's just amazing. Like, that really inspired me to keep going also, actually.
Now, is he, that you know of, is he also a Bronx resident?
That I do not remember.
Okay. So as I say, that's what I love so much, where we just talking about it earlier, how diverse the Bronx is, just in terms of ethnicities and cultures and experiences there. So I just love the fact that, you know, somebody that could potentially be your neighbor, you know, that doesn't know English has still been able to make such a successful life for himself, because language should not be a barrier for success. You know, and that's why, like, I always see people and they have a really hard time, like, translating in their head what their native language is to English and try to get it out. And people may think they're stupid or they don't understand. I'm like, you try speaking 2 languages and see how hard it is. Like, don't discredit these people. They're extremely intelligent. And it's just like, just because people don't master the English language so much. I'm like, hell, do you know how many white ass people that went in American school systems still don't know how to pronounce things correctly? And I'm like, so don't talk about anybody else. Sorry, I'm like venting to you, but like, I hate that. And I was an English communications major, so like I am proficient in reading, writing, studying everything English. But I'm like, you have to understand that it is a language. There's millions of different dialects and different ways to, you know, communicate through voice out in the world. So stop picking on people that are English as a second language, okay?
Yes, please.
Yes. All right. So speaking of yes, get out of here. All right. I'm going to ask you this question, but you cannot answer Chris Brown, so don't even.
This interview is done.
I know, right? You're like, oh yeah, battery died. Bye. Bye. All right. Your dream interview. If you could interview anybody on Cici's Interlude, who would you interview?
Janae Aiko.
Okay.
That was a little fast. Let me calm down. Hold on.
You're like, yeah, I'm really sweaty and thirsty for her. Yeah.
I love Janae Aiko. I hope she watches this. Like, I love
We'll
her.
tag her. We will tag her and be like, girl, we love you. Summer 2020. I literally listened to that on repeat. I mean, you saw I posted it, the caption on Instagram, and you're like, hashtag Summer 2020. No, she has really good vibes. So, all right. So let's make that happen. I want you to, because your show is about music and giving the tea. So if you had the opportunity to interview her, oh, be so amazing. So amazing. Let's do this. We're going to make it happen. We're going to ask everybody to share this, tag her. Let's make it happen.
Please, yes.
Right? You're like, I could write some songs with you. Because I'm a good writer, you know?
Exactly, yes.
I absolutely love it. So, tell us about, like, Cici's Interlude. Like, is it weekly? Is it bi-weekly? Is it whenever like big music news comes out? Like, when do we need to be looking for you? Because I always love when you post your videos.
Oh, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I mean, I would like it to be weekly. As of now, it's bi-weekly. You know, I was gonna upload this week, but had, homework. I'm going to upload next week, but I'm going to work on a consistent schedule. That's something myself I need to work on. So I want to say right now, bi-weekly.
Okay.
But I want it to be weekly.
But you have a lot going on in your personal life, so we totally get
the problem.
Like, yes,
that's the problem.
We totally understand why you can't give us our music information every week. But while I have you on here, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, you have to tell us what your thoughts are on that, because I watched the video last night. Yeah. Then I listened to the uncensored version after that, and I was like, So give us the Cicis Interlude take on that song and that music video.
Okay, my opinion. I think the visuals were amazing. The video was very good. There was just so many different scenes. They had different looks. Even I would not expect to see Cardi and Megan dancing. Like, I mean, Megan, twerk, she dances, but like choreo, Cardi and her choreo together.
Pretty impressive. Cool. Yes.
But the thing is, I feel like the song and the video, not that it doesn't match, but you think of the video more when you listen to it opposed to like by itself. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it totally does, because I was trying to listen to the lyrics of it, and obviously it was the clean version, but the visuals were phenomenal. The colors, the composition, everything was incredible, but I was almost kind of struggling because there was so much going on screen that I couldn't appreciate the lyrics for what they were. After, when I listened to the uncensored version, I'm like, okay, I get the song more, and I kind of wish I had listened to it beforehand.
Right.
I almost kind of feel like they were two different projects in a sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like the video was released first. Well, we didn't really, that was like our first time hearing the audio. So usually, they give us the audio first and the music, but we were hit with both at the same time. So it's completely. So I was supposed to listen. I need to listen to it more.
Really. So, and you have like super long hair. So would you ever do that chain link hairstyle that Cardi had?
No.
Oh, he loved it. I was like,
I don't know how it would look. I don't know.
We would have to have somebody style it for you, because like trying to do that thing on your own would be like so difficult.
I don't know. Girl, I could barely flat iron my hair. No.
You did just dye your hair.
And wavy. Yeah, I did do that.
Mine's pulled back and then it's like a weird crumpled bun. I got like a mullet going on back here right now. I'm a hot ass mess today. You saw my video earlier online. I was like, I look like trash, which is why I put these glasses on. I'm like, do I look better with or without? And then I was like, fuck it, I'm wearing it.
I think you still did what had to be. It's dedication, like I said, and that's
thank you. Yes, I saw your comment and I'm like, thank you. That was on my lunch break. I had to get my homework done for Damage.
Shout outs to Damage.
Woo! If you're watching, do you ever watch my shit? But if you're watching, we love you. Just kidding. It's like total shade. I'm like, do you ever watch my stuff? No, I'm kidding. No, I know he does. All right. So on next week's episode of Cicis Interlude, what kind of hot tea? Yes, girl. What kind of hot tea are you gonna give us? Like,
that's the thing. It's so unpredictable. Like literally, things happen every day, especially in the music world. So I can't even answer that question for you.
All right. No, and that's honest because things are changing, especially like we know with the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez stuff. Like if you go on Shade Room, there was like 8 different posts per hour.
I know.
The, you know, new details and this has happened and rumor allegedly.
This person gave her this. And
yes. So it's very hard to keep up. And I think that's kind of the difficult part of having a current events show is like you really have to be super up to date. So I think that's also works so well with your personality because you're like camera on and here I go.
Boom.
You're not like, yeah, because I'm like, if you sit here and you practice a script or you do whatever, that info is old because you've been practicing that script for 4 days now. And then by the time you record, you're like, all right, well, that information's outdated, so.
Right, exactly.
All right, and then is your podcast going to be an extension of Cicis Interlude, or are you going to dive into like a different path for that?
As of now, I want to extend it. And I also want to create an advice column.
I think we talked about this a couple months ago, right? Because I was like, low-key, I always wanted, like in high school, I had like 3 things I wanted to go to college for, like to do like, you know, communications or writing or whatever, because I wanted my own advice column. I wanted to be a photographer and I wanted to be an interior designer. So here I am speaking English in my chair and being recorded. So technically it's like videography, right? So I'm doing all 3 things.
Right.
No, just kidding. No, but no, you need to give an advice column. And what would your advice column be about? It's just like everything in the world, relationships, like what would you want to talk about on there?
I want to say relationships, even though my YouTube and things are about music. A lot of people come to me let me not say for some reason, but they come to me more about relationship advice. So I feel like I would censor it about love and relationships.
With that being said, tell us the Bronx version of Carrie Bradshaw, okay? Please tell me you watch Sex and the City. I love Carrie. SJP is my idol, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're the Bronx version of her. How would you, like, what is your take on the Will, Jada, and August entanglement? Because honestly, that's like a celebrity relationship that we can dive into. So, like, what would your advice be if the 3 of them were to sit at that red table? Like, what would you talk to them about?
Ooh, let me put the glasses on. All right. Well, before I say that, I think us people, like, generally are so focused on idolizing these people, and like, you know, Will and Jada are like 2 people that not everyone, but almost everyone wants to be like in a relationship. You know, they've been together for so long. Like Beyonce and Jay-Z, you know, those are like couples that their names are always in people's mouths when it comes to relationships. So I feel like honestly, we need to stop doing that. Like everyone just needs to stop idolizing couples because they go through so much and we think they're perfect and they're not.
They're not, right.
And we have to like realize that. I would tell them, whoo, dang, okay, I'm picturing it. Jada, how could you? He's young. He's almost your son's age. Okay, not almost, but I really wanna ask them, like, where did this start from? Who's really at fault here? There's 3 individuals. Jada's truth, Will's truth, and August's truth. I wanna know, I wanna hear each of them say how they feel and where this came from, because I feel that interview with them wasn't sincere, but something was missing. It's a little sugarcoated.
It was missing. Yeah.
I want the real. Tell me everything. Who wanna go first? Nobody jump in. August, be quiet. I know you wanna say a lot. That's it. I want the truth.
I know it's such an interesting dynamic because, and I actually just saw, like, I'm in this, you know the show Insecure, and I'm in this discussion group on Facebook, and it's really interesting because when the show is not being aired, people talk about so many different things. Like, they'll share memes, or they'll talk about like heavier issues at hand. And somebody had written in there recently about the fact that, you know, people aren't ready to discuss, like, a man actually saying, I am not happy in my relationship, so I went out and did this. So where they're like, you know, putting Jada on a pedestal, like, it's been a very long time since I felt good. It's almost like a relatable, like, girl, we've all been there. And you can justify the reason why you stepped out of your marriage if it is a closed marriage, because rumors are they're in an open relationship, right? But, like, the fact that she stepped out of her marriage to seek romance, affection, connection with somebody else outside of her husband because she has a red table, because she has a talk show, because she's a celebrity, that's okay. But like, if Will were to do that same thing, he would be listed as
forget about it.
The book and what a piece of trash, and how dare he ruin his family. You know, so I think it's so interesting that, you know, having topics like this, men have feelings too. Like, can we just talk about that?
I want to hear it. I want to hear their feelings.
Yes.
I do. Talk
you
to
know, because he had like a couple questions and he was talking a little bit here and there, but he didn't really fully say, this is how I felt. This is how it affected me. We've been through so much. And I also didn't feel good. And, I have felt unloved or whatever. But, I mean, obviously, because the pressure was put on them in the media is the reason why she even did that red table talk. But I feel like it's okay to discuss mental health, especially men's mental health, emotions. Everything gets like, so like, if you open up and you talk about things, you're considered a wimp, or people are like, he's so gay. Like, having feelings doesn't equate to being homosexual. I hate when people say stuff like that. Like,
I know.
It's so stupid. But I'm
a
just
lot of people teach their sons to be that way. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I love how you're like, Jada, what you did? Finger point. Hold her accountable. You know? And I think also it would be interesting to see her kids' perspective on this. Because
yes, please. Even the dog. I want to hear everybody's.
Even the dogs. Well, I mean,
Nanny, everybody.
Yes, the house cleaner, you know, the landscaper. Yes, anybody that's in that house that saw August coming in, because his song Entanglements, didn't he say that he had like keys to the house and into the car? I mean, he had privilege in that relationship. He had the keys, including her heart, everything. Everything. So I don't know. All right. Now, another question that's been popping up recently online, our love advice columnist over here. All right. And Damage actually just did this on his podcast, Dualities. If you were to go on a vacation, are you splitting it 50-50? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would. It depends. I mean, yeah. Like, all right, for example, you could pay the flights, I pay for the hotel. We could do it like that. We could make an agreement when we get there. Maybe one night you pay for drinks, I'll pay for food. Like, kind of like a system, so we meet halfway. so one person doesn't feel like they're doing more. But if it's, let's say it's my birthday, I don't want to be paying too much. It's my, if you decide to treat me for my birthday, I don't want to be paying too much. I don't know. I'll help. But if it's like an agreed vacation, like let's just get away, let's
50-50. Okay. So, and I think, yeah, like special occasions are kind of excluded from that, because if somebody wants to, like, that is your birthday gift or Valentine's or anniversary, whatever the occasion is, to treat you to that, you shouldn't feel necessarily obligated to be like, no, I have to pay half if that's what they want to do.
Right.
Yeah, but it's interesting. And that's also for dating. Like, I feel like when you're married at that point, everything is 50-50 no matter what. So, you know, this is strictly for like dating relationships and and situationships and whatever you want to call it. But like, say for example, like you and your boyfriend were to book something once we can start traveling, but you make like 3 times more money than him, right? Would you still expect him to pay half?
No. I'm a very understanding person. So if you could work with me a little bit, then we're fine. I'll hold it down.
See, you're a ride or die girlfriend. And that's why people come to you for advice too.
Thank you.
Because it's fair and honest. You know, if you are the breadwinner in the relationship, it's really hard, because that person may not ever feel like they can live up to your lifestyle if you're, you know, spending all this money or living a certain way, and you're in a different apartment in a different block, and then they're like, hey, I live with roommates, and you're like, I can afford to live on my own. You know, so, you know, relationships aren't all about like financial status, but it's always good to make sure that you are in a relationship with somebody that at least can like not overdraft their bank account every week.
Right, exactly.
Have some financial responsibility.
That might need to be another column or YouTube or something.
Absolutely. No, for sure. For sure. So do you have any plans to be traveling anywhere at the rest of this year, or are you just kind of laying low in New York?
I mean, I was supposed to go to Florida in September, but Florida is Corona Central right now. Not doing it.
Not happening.
I mean, I really wanted to go to Florida. But next year, hopefully, I can do a lot of things. You know, I've been saving a lot, so I do plan traveling.
Good, because I want you to be alive, so please don't go to Florida. I would love to keep you alive for as long as we can and not have you contract Corona.